The Book of Enoch, though not part of the traditional biblical canons, emerges as a fascinating source of knowledge and revelations that probe the deepest recesses of human and divine history. This ancient work, shrouded in veils of mystery and forbidden by many traditions, narrates with intense gravity a divine warning aimed not only at mortals dwelling on earth, but also at the fallen angels, those celestial beings who, lured by earthly charms, succumb to corruption, instigating licentiousness, fratricidal violence, and the practice of occult arts among humans. The writings of Enoch are estimated to have been composed about 2 millennia ago, with their oldest fragments dating back 300 years before Christ, and the most recent ones roughly 100 years before the Common Era, placing them in a critical period of cultural and religious transition and fermentation. In contrast, the Bible stands as the backbone of Christian thought and faith, a compilation of writings of inestimable spiritual value that narrates from the creation of the world to the promise of salvation through Jesus Christ. This grand work, divinely divided into the Old and New Testaments, holds the title of the most widely distributed book across the globe, with a circulation exceeding 6 billion copies, spreading its sacred scriptures to every corner of the world. Although filled with figures of profound theological and moral importance, few evoke as much fascination and speculation as Enoch. The figure of Enoch is at the heart of a transcendental enigma, a character whose existence uniquely touches both the divine and the human. Described in the scriptures as part of the 7th generation from Adam, son of Jared and forefather of Methuselah, Enoch occupies a prominent place in the tapestry of biblical genealogies. However, his legacy transcends his lineage. Accounts indicate that, due to his righteousness and intimate communion with the divine, he was graced with the gift of immortality, being taken up to paradise to walk alongside God, thus escaping the clutches of death and the universal flood. This unique fate sparked a profusion of Jewish legends and traditions, each attempting to unveil and understand the true nature and teachings of this man, who through his life and work bridges the human and the divine. And before we continue, subscribe now, and I challenge you to stay until the end of this video. Your perspective on the divine and the mysterious will never be the same again. At the heart of Genesis, we find the figure of Enoch, a man whose earthly life spanned 365 years, a number that echoes the complete cycle of the solar year, suggesting a deep symbiosis with the divine and hinting at possible mortal transcendence. This aspect of his existence has fueled reflections and speculations on the nature of immortality and his exceptional relationship with God, who took him unto himself. An act that elevates Enoch to a level of veneration and mystery. The Book of Enoch, though distanced from the canonical texts recognized by Judaism and Christianity in the early eras, persists as a document of celestial and earthly intrigues, serving as a bridge between the divine and the human. Narrator of the unspoken secrets, Enoch is portrayed as the guardian of celestial treasures, a mediator between the archangels, and a servant who stands immediately before the throne of God. The saga of the fallen angels who were seduced by earthly charms reveals, through his writings, knowledge and celestial mysteries yet to be unveiled, a prohibition that may find roots in the messianic prophecies contained therein, suggesting revelations about Christ. In the scriptures of Genesis chapter 5 verses 21 to 24, Enoch's narration unfolds as one who walked with God, a being who, by divine grace, was taken without experiencing death, arousing theories of his identity being one with the enigmatic Melchizedek, king and priest, also a character shrouded in mystery. the apocryphal texts, emerging to fill gaps left by the official scriptures, attempt to clarify these enigmas, offering new perspectives on the figure of Enoch. Recognized not only as the pioneer of writing and astrology, but also as a prophet and spiritual leader with a direct connection to the divine, Enoch gained admiration from prominent fathers of the early church, including names like Augustine and Gregory of Nyssa. These venerable fathers often turned to his writings, in some cases vehemently advocating for their integration as sacred scriptures. In the ancient story told in the book of Genesis, we encounter a man named Enoch. He is the seventh among 10 very ancient leaders, known for living many years, even hundreds of them. But Enoch is special, not only because his story is somewhat mysterious, but also because of his unique relationship with God. Enoch's life draws attention because, unlike the others, who lived over 700 years, Enoch lived 365 years. This may seem like a lot to us, but at that time, it was much less than normal for his contemporaries. What's most intriguing about Enoch is that, according to the Bible, he never died in the way we understand it. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 5, and also in Genesis chapter 5, verses 22 to 24, it is told that God took Enoch to himself, meaning Enoch went to God's side without experiencing death. This event is described briefly but profoundly. Enoch was someone who walked with God, had a special and vibrant connection with him, which makes him a fascinating character and an example of faith and dedication. Because of his close walk with God, he had a different destiny. He was no longer seen because God had taken him to himself. This story leaves us amazed and curious about the nature of his faith and what it meant in practical terms. Some believe that Enoch was taken to heaven without dying and there became an angel, based on the idea that he did not experience death. Additionally, there are references to writings attributed to Enoch, mentioned as 5 volumes. However, these texts are shrouded in mystery and are not part of the Bible as we know it, but they arouse curiosity about what Enoch may have experienced or revealed in his works. The Book of Watchers, which dates back to approximately 300 years before Christ, opens a window to an ancient world full of mysteries and supernatural accounts. This text, although not included in the official set of biblical scriptures, offers a fascinating narrative about the interaction between heaven and earth, angels and humans. The story begins with Enoch, a man of righteousness and deep faith whose eyes were opened by God. He is given the ability to see divine visions, a gift that leads him to witness celestial and earthly events of great importance. God shows Enoch the intricacies of heaven, revealing to him divine purposes and the judgment that is to come upon humanity. At the heart of this narrative is the story of the Watchers, angels appointed to guard and protect humanity, but who end up transgressing divine laws. Led by Samasa, these angels fall into temptation, joining with human women. From this forbidden union are born the Nephilim, gigantic beings who bring chaos and destruction to the earth. The transgression of the Watchers goes further, with the revelation of celestial secrets to humans. They teach forbidden skills and knowledge. Azazel instructs on the making of weapons and jewelry, Samyaza on enchantments and rituals, Amaros on remedies for enchantments, Kik on astrology, Kokab on constellations, Ezekiel on the secrets of clouds, Arakiel on signs of the earth, Chamiel on signs of the sun, and Sariel on the course of the moon. These lessons, though they may seem beneficial, actually distort the natural and moral order established by God. Amidst this corruption and disorder, the archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel petition God, pleading for judgment upon both the corrupted humans and the fallen angels. This celestial plea underscores the gravity of the Watchers' actions and signals the need for restoration of divine justice and order. The Book of the Watchers is not merely a tale of transgression and punishment. It is a reflection of the complexity of relations between the divine and the human, and of the ongoing struggle between good and evil. Although considered apocryphal and not part of the official biblical canon, it continues to captivate and enrich the imagination of scholars, believers, and the curious, offering a unique perspective on ancient spirituality and morality. In the continuation of the intricate plot woven by the Book of Enoch, we encounter divine intervention to correct the transgressions caused by both humans and the fallen angels. God, seeing the extent of corruption on earth, decides to send a flood to purify the world. To preserve the human lineage, God chooses Noah, a righteous man among the corrupted, to be the bearer of renewal of life on earth. Uriel, one of the angels, is sent on a critical mission to warn Noah about the impending flood and instruct him to build an ark to save his family and species of animals from all extinctions. This episode reiterates the idea that, despite divine wrath, there is always room for mercy and salvation for those who remain faithful and just. Noah, following divine instructions, becomes the foundation for the reconstruction of the post-diluvian world, symbolizing hope and continuity. In a move to establish justice, God tasks other angels with specific assignments. Raphael is sent to restrain Azazel, one of the rebellious angels who taught humanity to craft weapons and jewelry, exacerbating corruption on earth. Gabriel is ordered to deal with the Nephilim, the giant progenitors of the forbidden union between angels and humans. Michael, in turn, has the responsibility to imprison the fallen angels, sealing their fate as a consequence of their rebellions. The portion of the Book of Enoch known as the Book of Proverbs delves into the consequences of divine judgment, not only for the rebellious angels but also for corrupt human leaders. The concept of the Son of Man is introduced, a messianic figure who would play a central role in the final judgment, sitting on the throne of glory to judge both angels and humans. The use of the term Son of Man in the Book of Enoch is notable, as it marks the first time it appears with a messianic meaning in scriptures, subsequently influencing Christian traditions. The celestial knowledge and solar calendar introduced in Enoch's astronomical book represent a fascinating foray into cosmology and temporal organization. Through Enoch's celestial journeys, guided by Uriel, the book offers detailed descriptions of the movements of celestial bodies and establishes an accurate solar calendar. This calendar, with its 365-day year divided into 4 seasons marked by equinoxes and solstices, reflects an advanced understanding of time and cosmic order. The choice of the 4th day of creation for the beginning of the seasons underscores the importance of celestial lights, not only to mark time, but also as symbols of the divine order imposed upon the cosmos. In the Book of Dreams, a fascinating and enigmatic section of the Book of Enoch, we're transported to a domain where the mystical and the historical intertwine, offering glimpses of Israel's journey through symbols and allegories. This book portrays events from the earliest days of history to more recent periods, such as the Maccabean Revolt, an era of resistance and struggle for Jewish identity and freedom, dating approximately between 167 and 160 years before Christ. Intriguingly, traditions, including that of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, suggest that its origins may be even older, possibly dating back to before the biblical flood, highlighting its historical and spiritual value. Within this book, the story is told in a unique manner. Animals represent human beings, and humans in turn symbolize angels. This choice of symbolism is not merely aesthetic, but carries profound meanings, with each animal reflecting characteristics or destinies of different groups or individuals in the narrative of Israel's history. This allegorical approach not only captures the essence of the events and characters described, but also invites reflection on their moral and spiritual qualities. The subsequent section, an exhortation made by Enoch to his son Methuselah, serves as a bridge between the allegorical visions and more direct moral and spiritual teachings. This part is a compilation of instructions on the practice of justice, a guide to a virtuous life that transcends time, resonating with readers through the ages. It is a call to reflect on daily actions and their eternal consequences, a reminder of the importance of living according to divine precepts. The letter that follows Enoch's exhortation unfolds into a profound meditation on divine wisdom, the ultimate fate of the righteous and the wicked, and the choice between the paths of justice and injustice. This thematic duality reflects one of the central axes of religious and philosophical thought, the constant struggle between good and evil, and human freedom to choose between these two paths. The Book of Enoch presents 6 oracles against sinners, acting as a witness to divine judgment on unjust actions. These oracles not only condemn sinful acts, but also reveal the inevitability of post-death destiny, emphasizing the divine justice awaiting each soul. This section highlights the recurring theme of moral responsibility and the eternal consequences of earthly choices. The section titled The Birth of Noah, found in the Qumran fragments, stands out for presenting a peculiar narrative about the origin of Noah, described with angelic characteristics, an image that undoubtedly arouses curiosity. This account, positioned as an appendix, suggests a clear distinction from the rest of the text, marked by a blank line signaling its importance and peculiarity. The description of Noah, bearing a divine appearance, foreshadows his central role as the chosen one to perpetuate humanity after the flood, a cataclysmic event destined to purify the earth from corruption and sin. The conclusion of the Book of Enoch, although absent in the Qumran fragments, serves as an echo of the recurring themes found throughout the text: the struggle between light and darkness, the righteous and sinners, and the ultimate fate of both. This closure highlights the duality between the salvation offered to those who follow the path of light and the eternal punishment reserved for transgressors immersed in darkness. The controversy surrounding the Book of Enoch and its subsequent exclusion from the official biblical canon can be attributed to several of its narratives and warnings. The warning about divine judgment and the fate of the unworthy of salvation presents an intense message about moral and spiritual responsibility. Furthermore, the revelation of the origin of the Nephilim, beings born from the forbidden union between fallen angels and human women, and the subsequent flood as a divine act of purification, are elements that challenge conventional narratives. Even more intriguing are the descriptions of Enoch's celestial journeys and his encounters with entities possessing advanced technologies. These parts of the text, suggesting the presence of extraterrestrial beings or an advanced civilization, represent a significant departure from traditional interpretations of the divine and the celestial. The suggestion that such entities shared advanced knowledge with humanity, contributing to both development and corruption, introduces an element of discomfort and challenges established religious authorities. These narratives, laden with symbolism and disturbing revelations, may have been perceived as threatening to the cohesion of doctrine and ecclesiastical authority. leading to their classification as apocryphal and their marginalization within the biblical corpus. Although the Book of Enoch remains an apocryphal text for many Christian traditions, it offers a rich tapestry of myths, visions, and teachings that continue to fascinate scholars, theologians, and spiritual seekers. Its stories, spanning time and space, invite reflection on the nature of the divine, human destiny, and the complexity of the spiritual universe. While some questions remain unanswered, the legacy of the Book of Enoch endures as a testament to humanity's eternal quest for understanding and connection with the transcendent.